here's what I mean on spontaneous self-sabotage. And be honest with me, because I'm going to be honest with you and what I'm sharing, and some of the things are a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit embarrassing. What I wanted to share with you that I'm super embarrassed with, and maybe you can tell already. So you can see my hair is not all brunette anymore. There's some blonde in it. But what I have this personal lesson tied into this business lesson of what I'm going to share is like, when you think, especially as women, when you think and you have the thought of saying like, I'm going to go blonde, or I'm going to go brunette, or I'm going to cut my hair, there should just be like a required, like non-negotiable process or protocol that involves like your girl gang, like your friends, that there should be like a phone tree engaged where if you even think about like going to do anything with your hair, you should have this girl gang phone tree protocol where your friends ask you a series of these 4 questions that are actually coaching questions. So you get some coaching out of this as well, but to guide you into not doing this spontaneous self-sabotage. And in my case, it was my hair. It wasn't business, but it was just hair. So these 4 questions would be, if you have the thought of like, I'm going to change my hair, the questions would be, number 1, what do you think this new look will actually change in your life right now? That's question number 1. Question number 2 is, what are you not getting in your life right now? Question number 3, what could you do instead of changing your hair color so you could actually get what you really want more of? Number 4 is, when will you take that action on actually getting what you want so you don't fall into the trap of the change your hair mirage? So those are the coaching questions wrapped into this personal question for you, so you can switch out some of those things and use them in your coaching. But for example, just being personal with you and being a little embarrassed, a little vulnerable with what just happened. But if you watched the Super Bowl and you saw Shakira just absolutely kill it on the stage, I got so inspired by Shakira that I was like, I'm gonna change my hair so I'm gonna look like Shakira. And I have naturally curly hair, so if I just add some blonde, I'm just like gonna totally look like her, and I'm gonna have that vibe, and I'm gonna be like so sexy and like so powerful, this, that, and the other. When the reality of this wild hair decision, this hair mistake, this disaster, because I hate it. So when you have these things come up in your life, so you can see the lessons in this, where you can see where you've probably had these scenarios come up for you with the spontaneous self-sabotage, where when you ask these questions that I've given you, the 4 questions, you realize that instead of actually doing what you think will bring you that right action, where you just have this space where you become the observer of like what that's actually going to do for you, and really understand like what you really want instead. I know this is definitely not the first time I've done this before, and it's not the first time that it has been a disaster result and I have to go back and get it fixed. But I've also seen, moving forward with even more of the through lines and more of the thread of this spontaneous self-sabotage, is I see how some of, the coaches that I follow in the community, I see how they've done that. Clients that have worked with me when I've connected with them about what have you done in the past? What happened? What did you do now? Those sort of things. I'll see it in some things thinking that you must first build a website, and then what they do to spontaneously self-sabotage is they then delete the website, or they make so many changes to it that they don't even publish it. So they have a website behind the scenes, and it's just one self-sabotage spontaneous event after another, change your hair, change your website, change this, change that, that it's just such a disaster. Or the other spontaneous self-sabotage events that I've seen newer coaches do especially is they'll put posts out there, or they'll put videos out there, and then they just hate them, and then they delete everything. Don't do that. I've done that as well, and I've seen other clients do that as well. Or the other one that I'm seeing a lot of is thinking that you have to start a whole social media profile when you either launch your biz or when you change your niche. The other spontaneous self-sabotaging action or habit I have seen is thinking that in order to serve clients or coach or start your business is that you either have to have perfect health, or that you have to lose 50 pounds before you can start coaching. So these are real examples that I've seen in new coaches starting out, and I've seen it in my past business and other new coaches starting out. Is mindset is such a big piece of it. And when you start to overcomplicate it and think one thing is going to get you another, and then you realize if you would have just had support, and if you would have had someone ask you the right questions, you would find out that it's a different path. And it would save you from having messed up hair. It would save you from having the pain of wasted time if you did build a website, deleted it, did do the social medias, deleted it, did think you had to do that, and then deleted it. All of those things.